Hello, and welcome to... Oh, here we go. Hello.
Hello.
Who do we have?
Hello.
Okay. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Who do I have?
This is Elizabeth Long.
Oh, hi, Liz. It's David.
Oh, hi.
Hi. How are you?
Fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just waiting. I think we got. Let me see who else we got. I'm waiting for see if I can hear Miss Pam. I think we're having a little connection problem. I've had a little trouble coming in.
Now, yeah, because you've been. Now I hear you. Before I wasn't hearing you about 30 seconds ago.
Oh, okay. Liz, it's nice to have you back.
Yeah. Great to be back.
Before we get started, let's talk a little bit about what you've been up to since we last spoke.
Can
you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Wow. Lots of fun that was. It just goes with the day that I've been having.
Me too.
Yeah, well, I was at the ER the other day because of the worst migraine I ever had. Had to get a shot for it. And then today I just spent 2.5 hours at the dentist to tell me what's wrong with my teeth. And then right after that I got a flu shot. And I'm not supposed to be doing this show at all. And I don't know where CAROLYN is. So I guess we're just going to talk about what we can talk about. Because, Liz, do you watch anything other than Days?
No, just Days.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, we could fill a whole hour with Days.
Yeah, you go ahead and we'll talk about Days. We'll have to do the other ones another time.
All right, we can do that. I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Not quite, but thanks. I'm really should not be doing this right now. So what do you want to start with?
Let's do a little. Shall we start with Bo coming home?
Liz, you and Dave go ahead and talk while I get stuff done.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Liz.
Yeah.
Our man is home. Our main man is home, just in time, too.
Yeah, so is home, but for how long? that is the thing. It's like, Bo's back, but you hear, and I'm on Facebook and monitoring these things, and some people are saying, well, they might kill Bo off. You can tell that they injected something into him, which is, right now he's
probably
having those dizzy spells. But it's like, why can't Peter Reckle? I don't know if he wants to stay on the show. I wish he would. Somebody had posted on Facebook in a Days fan site, who's your favorite couple? And most people there said, Bo and Hope.
Bo and Hope.
And it's just
30-some years.
It's like the days of our lives of old. The storylines and the characters and the writing. It's like the days I grew up with, and it's just phenomenal. And I just hope this carries. That it's not just this just to celebrate the 50th, but that it goes on. It is such great storylines, and one of the best super couples, Bo and Hope. And like I say, if Peter Reckle doesn't want to stay, that's one thing. But my opinion would be, okay, don't kill off Bo, but
no, not right away.
They recast him before.
Yeah,
so
they're
going to do the same thing with Sean Douglas. So.
Yep, that was quick, wasn't it? Just finding out about Sean D.
Yeah, but they're recasting, and I'm happy about that. It's like, please don't. Some people you cannot recast, like Marlena. You cannot recast her, or Sammy. You can't recast her. But
not on a permanent level, anyway. Not on a permanent level.
No, but if Peter Reckle, like I say, I don't know because nobody's been revealing it, but somebody indicated after an interview that he had done, he was kind of talking past tense, and when they were showing pictures of 50th anniversary celebrations, he was not in the photos, and of course they're shooting 6 months in advance. All I can say is, please keep him on. Please don't kill him off. And of course, that's probably been decided already.
From what I understood, that they are going to kill him off, and I have a feeling it's his choice. So, because I don't think that Days would actually want to kill him off, but we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, because somebody tweeted that to me the other day that they were wishing he was staying and they weren't going to kill him off. So it looks like that's probably going to happen. And by the way, guys, I have CAROLYN on, so anytime you can chime in, CAROLYN.
Chime in, CAROLYN.
Yes, CAROLYN. So, but even if he wants to leave, if Peter Reckle wants to leave, why can't they just do something so that it opens the door if he wants to come back? Now, of course, in the daytime world, even if you die, you can still come back. I mean, Stefano DiMera and most of the DiMeras have proven that. So.
Yeah, I know. How old is Stefano supposed to be now? 133.
I think so. I think so.
I remember when he first came on.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. And you do need that villain, but you just need that stable couple that kind of carry on the mantle of Tom and Alice Horton, and I don't know if you necessarily have that. And maybe because of the character's past, you can't. But like now you have Maggie with Victor. Well, Victor, he's Maggie may have softened him a little bit, but he's still a bad guy. So I don't know that that could happen.
It is true.
But it's like they're dangling this candy that is Bo, and then they're gonna like rip it right out
under us again.
And it's just killing me. But I tell you, I am riveted. I have not been this psyched on Days for a while. And the last 2 weeks, I could not wait to get home from work and watch it. it's just been it's just been awesome, and
It's
like
been
I
riveting.
said, that's the days. Yeah.
Well,
That's
I have
the days.
to say that Days was always one that I watched last, because I'm an ABC person mainly, but now that there's only one soap on there, and then I, watch CBS and watch those soaps, and then I watch Days. But now Days is the first one that I want to go to. So I understand and agree with you 100%. It's like it used to be, like I remember it. And I was not an avid watcher back in the day, but I do remember from what I watched that this is how it was.
Yeah.
So,
well, and back then we had so many soaps to choose from, and most of them were well written and had great storylines. So you just had so much, and unfortunately, they're just picking them off one by one. I mean, so many great soaps have left the air. And it's just so sad what's happened to the daytime dramas.
Tell me about it. I put that page on my website of what is your favorite soap and why, and asking fans to tell me and whatever, and then I put it on the website. When I looked up all the soaps to put them on there was 27 soaps since soap started. And now we're down to 4.
Oh.
So that'll tell you a lot right there. Carolyn, can you hear us?
Carolyn?
I don't think she can hear us, and I've got her on talk. Do you see that, David?
I got you. There's you. Yeah, you have us. You have her on talk. Carolyn, can you hear me? Carolyn?
Let's try this again. Just for our listeners, I apologize for the whole mess, but even when I tried to call in, I couldn't get through. Carolyn, are you on?
Hello?
Is this Carolyn?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, because we've been having audio trouble here, so we didn't know. And
I called in and I couldn't get through, so I tried again.
Okay. All right, good. So we were just talking about Bo and Hope, and that, Bo, it sounds like Bo's going to get killed off, and, how good Days has been. It's like the old days used to be. And I have to say that as far as what's been going on with these killings and stuff, I mean, that's been so over the top in a good way, but these actors have been acting their butts off, and unfortunately the actor that plays Ben is going to be leaving, and now Daniel Cosgrove is gone, and I like both of them. So I'm sorry that this had to happen. And Paige, I loved Paige, and
I know. And of course the kids grew up, almost instantly. So they're kind of billing them as the next generation. So it is sad that those folks are leaving. But I tell you, that Will's death scene, when Will was being killed, my word. Yep. I was crying. It was, and I think it was Deirdre Hall had said in a posting that they were like riveted to the monitor. That when they were filming that scene, the other cast members were just riveted watching that. So I know Peter Reckle talked about that they want him to maybe pull scenes for consideration for Emmy. So I'm hoping, just with what's been going on, I think it's a great way to celebrate the 50th anniversary if many of the actors and actresses could be up for Emmys, and if Days actually got the Emmy for Best Daytime Drama. But I'm biased, so I'm biased.
No, I have to agree with that, Dave. Cassie DePaiva too. I mean, I don't understand why they let her go.
No.
She's a great actress, has always been a great actress. I absolutely loved her on One Life to Live. And you know, for them to write her off just because her daughter's dead doesn't make any sense. And from what I understand, they also wrote her off because supposedly she was left in this box corner because of her and JJ. They could have moved on from that.
Oh, yeah, they do it all the time. Absolutely.
Right.
You know, to say that she's boxed in. Oh, come on. If you're a good writer, you can work around that. I mean, they do that all the time, and they have some of the most improbable storylines. So, absolutely, you can move on from that.
Especially with her ex being there. You know, she could have done something with him, with A. Martinez, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And he is so good. I mean, I remember when he was Cruz on Santa Barbara, and he was so awesome. So, I mean, there's talent there, and his talent isn't being utilized. And maybe, maybe further on they'll have some more meaty storylines for him. But I thought that they were going to put her with Justin. I thought that they would make a great couple.
Yeah, they make a nice couple together. It looks like they're testing it now, but Cassie's already gone. Right? Am I correct in that?
Right, exactly.
And again, I wonder if there's that opening for her to come back.
I don't know I don't know what her exit was.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
Well, from what I've heard, that it could be possibly because they were trying to save money. So because she probably makes a lot of money, they cut her to bring on all of these like grown-up kids that make absolutely no sense because they store-ass them from little kids to almost adults instead of going a little by little.
They've done that throughout. I mean, they did it to Hope. That's typical. So I mean, I haven't seen it done in a while, and so I was shocked that they took that much of a leap because you just saw like you saw little Sierra and little Chase, and then all of a sudden, boom! They're getting ready to graduate from high school.
But did you notice, that one day that I saw little Sierra, but a grown-up Joey. Joey. Chase. Chase. Grown-up Chase, I think it was. And I thought, well, how is Chase grown up and Sierra still a little girl? Because they're around the same age.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I don't recall seeing that.
You saw them like, oh my God, you mean that there's a little mixed match there because they didn't set it to right?
I don't know. They did something off because I noticed that one day that one of them was little and one was big, and I thought, if they're going to age the children, then they need to age them all at the same time and show them on screen at the same time as all one age. So, I don't know. It's just crazy. I don't like when they do that. And to tell you the truth, I'd rather have them pay Cassie her paycheck than to bring on 4 teenagers that have absolutely nothing really to do with any of the storylines that are going on right now.
Yeah.
Other than to say,
but
Daddy's home and Daddy's dead,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But apparently, before, like, I think Kristen Alfonso was saying that it's gotten better because before they were only using a few sets and things like that. You remember the glory days when they would go on location and shoot, like Bo and Hope were in New Orleans, things like that. I mean, I think those days are gone, but this I would think I know days the ratings are up there, so I'm like, why cut back? Because if you cut back, then I think that can affect viewership.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah. Carolyn, you want to give your thoughts?
Well, this week it was like all the teenagers, and I caught that with the age difference as well. And I guess they're just they said that they're trying to bring in the younger viewers. But the old timers like us, it's like, what's going on here? And all the murders, it's kind of like overkill. But I think,
no pun intended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like Billy Flynn's doing a super job, and I think. Do you think him and Abigail are going to get together?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Because she knows Ben, and he's going to go save. What's his name? Chad's going to go save her because he said to her on the phone, "If you're in trouble, say goodbye and hang up." And that's what she did. Now that's what I saw yesterday. I haven't seen today's yet.
No, they don't show them today. But he's got to figure out where she is. But I'm wondering if number one, if Abby keeps her baby or if she loses the baby, and number two, if and when do we find out that it is the baby is or the baby was Chad's?
How long before we find out that the baby is Chad's? And that are we ever going to find out that
well, was it Ben's dad? Was it Ben's dad? Did Ben's dad do something at the hospital and change all that?
Yeah, Ben's dad had bribed the guy or threatened the guy in the lab to make the results say that Ben is the father.
Oh, that's okay.
The baby is really Chad's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was.
Yeah, and she was having all those pains because of stress, I'm sure. So who knows if, she's going to be having that baby now and it's going to pass away, or have the baby now and they'll be able to save it even though she's... How far along is she supposed to be?
Yeah, it's only a few months. Only...
I'm
it was one day
she's going like that, maybe 4 or 5 months, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And in Soapland, that means that that the baby's gonna come walking out of her womb as a teenager.
Yeah.
Because she's having contractions, and she says it's too soon, so that's why I would say, and she's got a big enough baby bump, so I would say about 5 months.
Mm-hmm. Now where does Ben have her tied up?
Is it the Horton cabin?
I don't know.
I couldn't
or
tell.
Or just a cabin. It's in the middle of nowhere.
It looks like it's in the middle of...
That's what I was wondering, how Chad was going to save her, because I don't remember them saying where they were. It's not in the house that the dad bought. We know that.
Right.
No, they went to a cabin. They went to a cabin somewhere in the middle of nowhere. And I don't remember if it's the Horton cabin.
Well, I would bet it is, only because how else is Chad going to find her?
Yeah. Because everybody seems to hide at the Horton cabin every,
Right.
periodically. I think that's what it's used for now, a hideout.
Right.
Yeah. And we have to find Sammy, too.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen for a while. Somebody kidnapped her. And
Andre got her.
Andre had it. Mm-hmm. So,
and is EJ still alive?
Well, it's a possibility. Yeah, it's a possibility. I think they just let us believe that. Although viewers are not stupid, and we know that James is not coming back unless they intend on recasting EJ. But we also know that Allison Sweeney is not back for good. So with them saying that EJ is alive and then she gets kidnapped, even though she was going to go look for him, that's an out for her, so that she's not on screen because she only came back for a little while.
Right.
And you never know. They could come back. Look at, Deidre Hall, Drake Hodgeston. Look at that. They've left. They come back and all of that.
But when they left, Days let them go. And
the one time Deidre Hall left because she had a TV series. So I don't think they let her go. She left to do a TV series.
Yeah, but they also let her go. I remember reading it. But the thing is, with James, he has said flat out he doesn't want anything to do with daytime TV anymore. So that's why I don't think he's coming back.
Did you see? I had posted it on. I think I posted it on Facebook or tweeted about it. Did you see that one TV show that somebody had interviewed a Syrian refugee, and she said she learned to speak English by watching Days of Our Lives, and she was upset that EJ died, and so that TV show arranged a little snippet where James Scott actually they came back. He came back from the dead, and it was so cool that they did that. Yeah,
it was.
It was wonderful. I mean, it almost makes you want to cry watching that because it's real life, and here this girl has been through so much and still has so much to go through, and that they took the time to actually do that for her. I said that guy deserves a medal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was.
Absolutely.
That was very nice what they did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just for her and like that.
Yeah, that was
cool. That's something she'll never forget, even no matter what she has to go through yet because of being a refugee. That's something that's going to be in her heart, and she'll be grateful for, and it'll help probably make her a stronger person to think, I've got to get through this, and, that makes a difference in somebody's life.
At least we got to see Sammy and EJ back together one more time.
Yeah. Now, as far as recasting people, I mean, we all say there's nobody that can replace anybody, but if you wait a while and you get the right actor, because I'm going to point out, nobody thought that Michael Mooney could be replaced. And Justin Hartley has taken over that role and made it his own, and he is believable as being the Adam on Y&R that we thought could never happen. We kept saying no matter what actor they got, they could not replace Michael Mooney, but they did, and it worked.
Michael.
Yes.
We still love Michael, and we know what he can do. And we were, I think Y&R in its infinite wisdom got smart and went looking on their own.
Well, I don't know how they got him, but, he works. And then, there's been other recasts that have worked, but there have been recasts that don't work. And another one I could bring, and the other one I could bring up from that would be from Y&R is Billy. Many people, many fans have not connected with Billy because there's only one Billy Miller. You know what I mean?
One Billy Miller.
And there's just, I don't know, no matter who they put in the role of Billy, if it will ever work. Maybe they'll get lucky and one of the actors will click with us. And I'm not saying anything against Burgess Jenkins because I think he's a good actor, but he just does not fit the role of Billy. So, and that's just my opinion, and I know a lot of people feel that way. So, as far as EJ and Sammy, who knows? Maybe they'll recast somewhere down the road, and maybe we'll be happy, and maybe we'll be sad.
Yeah. You never know. I mean, it's a coin toss in this business.
Right.
Either you either do or you don't.
and at least some of the major characters came back for the 50th, and that was very nice of them to do that.
Yep, exactly. Did you guys see any of the videos and stuff that were posted from the 50th celebration party for Days?
I have not. I did not get a chance to see them.
Oh, they had a blast. I mean, some of them I saw through Periscope. Some of the actors were Periscoping them. And you're talking about all of the past Days people. I mean, you're talking Patrick Muldoon and Austin Peck were both there.
And I know one lady can go back. Do you go, Carolyn and Liz? Do you remember Renee?
Oh yeah, Renee. Yeah,
She was at that party. Yeah. Lee Sampler was at that party because I know I got tweets from her on my. She was tweeting from the party too.
And Marie Cheatham.
Marie, our sweet Marie.
She was there. She was there. So there was a lot of them. Martha was there, who used to play Belle, and I believe is coming back as Belle. And there's one video on my Take Two Radio Facebook page that shows a bunch of them, I think probably the majority of them, up there dancing and singing. But there was one that was on Periscope that I about died. You would not believe Julie and Doug, right?
Yeah.
That's her name? Okay, Julie and Doug were rocking out on that stage like they were teenagers.
They were having a great time. I saw that on one of the feeds.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Matthew Ashford was there. I mean, pretty much anybody you can think of was at that day's celebration. So if you go on YouTube, I'm sure you can see a lot of the videos.
Anyone who was even related to one of the cast members were there. Their boyfriends, their girlfriends, their friends from before. I mean,
they really all seem to have a great
been at that party.
Wouldn't it be great to be at that party?
Oh my gosh. Just to interact with all of them, all in one place, all at one time. Past, present, and future.
Hey, they had the tale of two Austins there. I thought I saw.
That's what I said.
Both
Patrick Muldoon and Austin Peck were there.
And Austin Peck, right?
Yeah.
So, and they were singing. Wally Kurth was singing. I want to say Billy Flynn was up there singing with Patrick and Wally and Eric Martzoff, Casey Moss.
Was Cassie must have been there.
I didn't see her. Not in the stuff I watched.
No?
No, but I haven't watched everything either.
Was Gloria Loring there?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
She was?
I did see pictures of her there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she looks the same.
I liked that storyline where, you know, when she was Liz Chandler and she sang at Doug's place.
Yeah.
I thought that was good back in the day. Of course, now that'd be prohibitive to try to get, I guess, you know, the rights to songs, things like that. But yeah, that was and that was a good storyline with Neil and Tony DiMera and all of that. So.
The days of days.
The days of days.
Yep.
Yeah, there's I don't remember her real name, but did anybody see if the one that played Vivian was there?
Oh, Louise Sorel.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, Louise Sorel. Yeah.
I didn't see her.
I don't know.
Sure.
I haven't seen her. I've been looking at pictures.
I loved her. I loved Vivian. I loved the cat fights with Kate and all the things that they went through. I just, and her sidekick, I can't remember his name. He was hysterical. Yes.
Remember Calliope and Eugene?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I love them.
They were great.
Too. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
God bless.
that's when I used to watch it. When I stopped watching it for a few years, well, of course, life got in the way, but also because they did that Marlena story with the Exorcist stuff, and I quit watching.
Oh, yeah.
You quit watching during that.
I quit watching because if anybody knows me, knows that I, to this day, have to sleep with the TV on after watching The Exorcist from when I was a teenager. And when they started doing that with Marlena, I thought, oh, no, this ain't happening.
Hey, do you remember? Do you remember, Carolyn and Liz, about a year or so ago, Pam and I, we had an interview with Bill and Susan.
Oh.
And we were talking about that particular time, about the one that Pam doesn't like with Marlena's possession. And Susan come out and said that they did that because it was during that time that the whole thing with OJ came out.
Oh.
And they were trying to, OJ's chase, how they interrupted just about every soap opera on the air just so we could see that. Except for, Days came on for a while, and they wanted to try and beat OJ, so they decided to do... Yeah. That's what Susan said, and that's why they decided to do that possession storyline.
Wow.
Yeah, well, what they did instead was lose me as a viewer. I said, well, not only because it was reminded me of the movie Exorcist, but because I just thought it was the stupidest storyline.
It was.
It reminded me of what was that other one I refused to watch because I watched it for a little bit and I thought, oh my God, this is ridiculous. The one that was on before it, with the magic doll or whatever, huh?
The what?
The one with the magic human doll.
Chucky?
No, the soap opera. Is it Sunset Beach?
Passions.
Passions, that's what it is. Oh my God, I could not watch that. It was ridiculous to me. I'm assuming it got better, but it did not capture me as a viewer from the start because I saw these weird things going on, and I thought, this doesn't even happen in soap operas. That's pretty bad, if you could say that.
A lot of it
everything happens on soap operas.
Bewitched parody.
Mm-hmm. What did you say, David?
Passions had a Bewitched parody to it because they had the Dr. Bombay. They had Dr. Bombay. They had Juliet Mills' daughter's name was Endora.
Didn't they? And wasn't Juliet Mills named Tabitha?
Yes.
Okay. See, yeah. Carolyn and Liz, you never watched that, did you?
No. I think I've seen it though, because I've seen Juliet Mills on TV on daytime, so I probably
probably did.
Yeah.
Watched.
And I love Juliet Mills, but I just think they put her in the most ridiculous part.
Yeah. Well,
at least we got to see the actors come off of Passions to our other soaps that we do like.
Right. Exactly. So what else is going on with Days that we want to discuss?
Did I hear you say that Bo was leaving?
Oh, I think, yeah.
Oh,
from what we understand, he's going to be killed off.
After all the struggle to get back to Hope. Oh, dear.
And here we thought it was because of CAROLYN might be. We thought CAROLYN was going to be the one to pass away. And
do you mean CAROLYN?
CAROLYN, yeah.
We thought CAROLYN might be the one to pass away because Bo couldn't find the cure, and it says...
Right.
As that was up in the air because it looked like she was going already, and she was talking to Sean.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That tore my heart out right there, those scenes. They were so good together.
But here everybody was trying to drug her and keep her tied to her bed because she was seeing all these visions of Bo and what he was going through, and they all thought she was insane, and I had to laugh when they finally found out that she wasn't crazy.
Yeah. A mother's
now,
intuition.
Are they planning on getting Hope and Rafe together? Because it appears
that's what I'm assuming.
I'm thinking, yeah. I think that's what's going to happen, but oh well.
Oh, and what do you guys think about Abe having this grown daughter all of a sudden?
Yeah.
I do.
When I watched it, he didn't seem that shocked. Like, oh, well, she.
I do remember the actress that played her mother. I do remember the actress that played her mother. Do you remember her name was Marilyn McCoo? She's a singer.
Mhm.
She was with Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr. They were.
Yeah.
She was the one who played Abe's. That's her mother, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's a connection. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, for her to walk up to him, and then he knows who she is by her eyes, and then he says, "Well, you're my dad."
He was like cool about it. He wasn't like, "Oh, I have a daughter." Oh, he was just like real cool about it. It's like, okay, how many people are, that cool about finding out they have a grown kid?
Right. You'd think he would have been ticked off because she kept his child away from him and didn't tell him about him, and he missed out on all those years and blah, blah, blah. The normal speech that you get, but there was none of that, so that was kind of a big letdown.
Yeah, right. You wanted more angst, you wanted more turmoil, you don't want all the hearts and flowers right away.
Right. No, that was his Emmy moment.
Right. Yep.
It was his Emmy moment, and now poof, that's gone.
Exactly. So I wonder if they're going to bring anybody back as her mom, or do you know if her mom died? Do you know what happened to her mother?
I can't remember exactly.
I thought she died.
Okay. Well, then that would make sense if they don't bring anybody back as her mom.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was pretty goofy. That was poor. They should have actually saved that till after all this killing stuff and Bo stuff and whatever, after that. And maybe it would have made a bigger impact on us. But when it's mixed in with all this other stuff and then he got very little emotion with it, then it just was like blah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
unless they're going to show the angst and the turmoil later, because
maybe
it's too late for that.
Down the road, it's
too late.
I mean,
for
that could have been a really good storyline with Abe, because he really hasn't had one. And
exactly.
then, like with all that happened with him, losing, he was mayor, and then he got drummed out of that job, and then all of a sudden, oh, okay, you're mayor again. It was just like, okay, it's almost like, okay, we need to make this move here to, it's almost like there's no thought into that storyline, or giving him something meatier. So
right.
I don't know. I'm just kind of
now talk about
in the
meaty
storylines.
Talk about meaty, and that made me
Yeah.
cry. And there's not a lot of storylines that make me cry. David cries all the time. I'm not.
I cry
I'm
all
not
the
a crier. But what really, really killed me was when Hope took off Aiden's mask or hat or whatever and saw that it was her husband. That killed me. I mean, can you imagine marrying somebody and then they want to kill you on the day you got married?
Of course I'm sitting on the sideline saying, "Don't you see what this guy's doing?" And then he's lied to you the whole time. Don't you see? I'm like, don't you see? So that the Bo and Hope reunion really got to me. When right after Bo and Aiden fought, and then back in the hospital. That really got me.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like, see, I told you, Hope, because I was mad at Hope that you gave up on Bo. How could you? So I was mad at her for that. Like, how did you give up on Bo with him?
But I didn't think Bo was coming back.
Daniel.
So
what?
To me, they were good. I didn't think Bo was coming back, so I liked her and Daniel.
I love Daniel Cosgrove, but I think the character Aiden was a tool. He's just a tool, and it's like you're not worthy of Hope. You really aren't. It's like, come on.
Yeah, well, they made him into one. I mean, really, from the beginning, he wasn't. We suspected for a little while that he killed his wife, but after that, he seemed to be a decent guy.
And was he answering to Stefano? Remember when it was like, I did what you told me, I made Hope fall in love with me, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They brought him to Salem.
So that's why I wonder if
Salem.
So that's why I wonder if they had something to do with Bo's kidnapping.
Yep. That could be. Because it seemed like he was tied to her. He wanted, as long as they thought Bo was dead. Because Bo says when he was gone, he got a call from the ISA and about Stefano and the DeMeras, and then all of a sudden he got kidnapped.
And then the other thing is that if Aiden was brought in there so Hope would fall in love with him, why was he so nasty to her? That's what I'm trying to reconcile.
Well, but he wasn't nasty in the beginning. I mean, they were, but it was kind of that love-hate relationship, you can always tell that somebody's going to fall in love when they hate each other in the beginning. And then after they fell in love, then everything was good until they then inserted the storyline about, Stefano and Andre bringing him here to kill Hope. What I didn't understand, and it was probably because I didn't watch it religiously throughout all the years, I could not understand why Andre and Stefano wanted Hope dead.
Well, because that would provide, if Aiden killed her and mimicked the necktie murderer, then Chad would go free.
So that was the only reason.
Yeah, and then plus what they did is he somehow hacked into Hope's life insurance policy and made himself the beneficiary, so then he'd get her money, and then could pay them his debts. But they threatened Chase's life.
Right, I understand that part. But when they brought Aiden in, without us knowing, of course, they brought him in at that point when he first graced the screens, the necktie killer thing wasn't going on.
Exactly. So there was another purpose why they wanted him involved with Hope, and I think it had something to do with the kidnapping of Bo. And that hasn't been fully explained.
Okay. Yeah, because there's something still not been said about why he was brought in. Because the necktie killings came in after the fact. So,
right. But then they conveniently used the leverage that they had over Aiden to get him to do the necktie killing, so that it would, Chad was in jail. So it's like, oh, okay, well then Chad could not possibly be the murderer because the necktie killer struck again.
Yeah. Well, even though I knew Daniel Cosgrove was leaving, I still kept in my head yelling at the screen, "You're not going to do that. You're not going to kill her." I kept thinking he was going to back out of it.
He looked like he was going to back out of it.
Yeah, quite a few times.
I don't think he could go through with it.
I tell you, I could just see he's got that selfish streak throughout. If he would have come clean, like totally clean with her, then I would have had respect for him. But the moment he didn't, and even entertained the thought of killing her, then it's like, no, you are so not worthy. I am so done with you. Again, I love Daniel Cosgrove. I think he's a great actor. I just don't like what the direction that the character went in.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
I don't like it.
Exactly. To me, it could have gone another way where he would have been upfront with her and she broke off with him, and then he just took his son and left.
Right. Or they got him protection, or they got
right.
Aiden and Chase out of there and away from the demerits.
Yeah, it could have went so many different ways, but unfortunately it didn't, just like with Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and Paige, Paige and Will, those two still get me, like, to me, especially Will. We saw Sammy grow up. We saw Will grow up. I mean, he is an integral part of Days of Our Lives. And for them to kill him off, I mean, because supposedly the rumor has it, because he did not connect with fans like Chandler Massey did, to me, that was the most idiotic way to get rid of that character, because we as viewers didn't connect with him, which I did. I mean, it was hard in the beginning because, of course, Chandler Massey was Will, and if they thought that recast.
Yeah, that's exactly, just recast.
You shouldn't kill him off, just recast. If you think the viewers are not happy, recast. They've done it a million times before with other characters.
But the thing is, to do that to Paige, I mean, if they want the young people on, I mean, Paige and JJ, they could have been like the next super couple. They should have let that develop.
Right. Yeah. They kill her off and then bring on 4 Saurus kids. I mean, that makes no sense.
None. Well, I don't know. Joey, we could have used.
Yeah, Joey makes sense that they did that because you don't know, because we hadn't seen Joey,
in forever.
I don't recall ever seeing Joey, so I could see that one.
Not since birth, I haven't seen.
Right, yeah. I think so, because I completely forgot about him until they brought him back.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you guys think about Patch and Kayla? I believe they're going to get back together. She's just giving him crap right now.
She's trying. She has a lot of pride to get through. And he's got a lot of faith. Huh?
She protests too much about him. But then, she talked about them being a team and working through this threat together. So, I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I do too. And I like them together. But I have to wonder how Stephen Nichols, how he feels after all these years, having to come back on the soap. I know he's happy about it, but to wear that patch again. You know how odd that's got to feel? Oh, my gosh, because I'm sure that throws off your balance.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? His eye was poked out. I think it's miraculous that he found a doctor in Peru that has a bionic eye or something that you give him the eye or something.
Even if it was supposedly a fake eye.
You got the miracle cure. Exactly, you got the miracle cure for Caroline, so why not?
And people in real life get eye transplants, so why couldn't one have been done for him? And then, but then again, I guess it's because he goes by Patch. Everybody knows him as Patch. Everybody knows him wearing the patch. Maybe that was their ideas behind it. Who knows? We never know what writers and what they're thinking.
He wouldn't be Patch without the patch.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Although a lot of people don't call him that anymore. Just
no, they say Steve.
The what?
No one does.
No, they call him Steve.
Yeah, exactly. So it could have happened. Well, maybe down the line, who knows? Does anybody know if he's on contract, or is this a short term for him as well?
I don't know. I haven't found anything out yet.
I mean, look at Kayla. Kayla's come and gone multiple times on that show.
Yeah.
I know she was brought on contract. Mary Beth's on contract.
Is she? Well, that's good. Like I say, but she was there, when the Bradys were introduced, and then she left, came back. So that's the nature of it.
Right.
But don't kill these people off.
Yes, exactly. My thoughts. I just. Some of them, I can point out some and you say get rid of them, but the majority of that have been with the show forever. I have a problem when they get killed off. So and that's with any of my soaps that I watch, unless of course they die in real life. Then there's nothing you can do about that.
Now, is Clyde gone forever? Is Clyde gone forever? Ben's dad?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, he's in Florida right now getting arraigned, and then he's supposed to be brought back to Salem to be arraigned there. But I don't think we're going to see any of that. I'd be very surprised if they brought him back on screen.
I kind of like the storyline with him and Kate. It was getting pretty good.
I hate him. I hate Clyde. I hate him. And the thing is, I wonder if that will ever get revealed that he killed EJ.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, wouldn't it?
Exactly. He's the one that did it. And I'm with you, Liz. I could not stand him. He's a great actor, loved the man in real life, but the character,
phenomenal actor.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He had, what do I call it? I had a term for that. Down home eerie.
Yes, sleazy.
Oh, yeah. He should have been walking around in a trench coat with nothing on underneath, that kind of sleazy,
But just that arrogance that he wouldn't get caught, and that he's smarter than everybody else, and and then when he put on that good old boy routine, I just want to, smack it off of him. But
Well, Carolyn, I think you're the only one that liked him.
Well, I didn't like him, but I thought his acting was superb. I enjoyed that.
Yes.
You never knew what he was going to do. Do, and it was always worse than the time before.
Right. Oh, did you guys see, I believe David saw it, but that they're bringing on Brandon Beamer as Sean D. once Sean D. leaves? Jason Cook, once he leaves? So, and I'm happy about that because I like Brandon Beamer. I'm so glad he's coming back to my screens. I mean, he's a nice piece of eye candy.
Well, I think all the Sean Douglases are good looking. So.
Yeah. I only knew Jason Cook as Sean D. Who else played him?
Just him and Beamer, I know.
Yeah, Jason Cook, Brandon Beamer. So.
And then if
I think
you
it's
talk
those
about
two.
the younger ones, I don't know. There might have been a younger boy that.
Oh yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Remember Little Sailor Man when he was younger?
Yeah.
Bo referred to him as the Sailor Man.
Yeah, and Kirsten Storms used to play Belle, and then they switched to Martha Madison, but and I thought I was going to have an issue with that, but I didn't. She fit right in.
Which Belle was coming back?
Martha.
Second Belle.
Mhm.
What?
Martha Madison, the second Belle.
Okay, she's coming back. Okay.
She's the one coming back.
And so then their daughter, will she be grown?
I believe so.
Claire is supposed
Claire,
to be
right.
Sierra's age. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll fit in with the teeny boppers that we have now. And the thing that gets me too is that they want to bring in the young viewers, but the young viewers could care less about the soaps, for one. For two, none of them, I don't think, watch daytime TV. I mean, I'm not saying none, but I would guess the majority of them don't watch daytime TV because they're working, they're at school, they have lives, they have boyfriends, they have girlfriends, they're out doing whatever. So they shouldn't concentrate on that, you know?
Yeah. Well, Paula
maybe
Tudor and I,
we on the demo.
Hello?
Yes.
Paula Tudor and I had a conversation about this one time on a webcast she was doing, and I think the thing is, I watched Days because my mother watched it, so I grew up in a household where we watched it. So you shared that with a parent, and I don't know that that's happening too much anymore now. I did read something about where Days. The ratings are up, and they said part of it's because of DVRs. So, I don't know if it's getting passed from parent to child, or sometimes you have young people in college, they discover it because they're home in the afternoon, or they're in their room, they're dorm in the afternoon, so they discover it that way.
Right.
Because basically, I've said your nighttime dramas are just like the daytime.
Right.
Just like the soaps. Except the nighttime dramas are on once a week.
Right.
That's the only difference.
Exactly.
And they're shown at night.
And I have 4 kids, one of them being a daughter, and not one of them could care less about soaps. So,
Olivia?
I think in this day of age of not just their busy lives, but it's also they want to be on social media. They want to do FaceTime with their friends. There's so many things that they can do electronically that they really don't even watch TV. And when they do watch it and say it's a primetime show, they binge watch it.
Right. They binge watch, or they're watching it on Netflix and Hulu and things like that. So, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. The
answer is they need to keep us happy and watching.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, we have the money. We support the households. We buy the things they want us to buy from their sponsors. And we are the ones watching every single day, whether it's on the TV, whether it's DVR'd, whether it's online, all the different ways you can watch it, because a lot of times I watch it online because I can't watch it during the day. We are the ones, there's many people our age and up that still watch and will still bring in the ratings.
Right, but apparently...
Well, have you noticed that they're really promoting the 50th anniversary? I mean, they've been on Kathy Lee and Hoda, they've been on the Today Show, and they have their little logo, and I think they've just been really promoting it.
Yeah, because they've been on that book tour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as a matter of fact, they had it on Pop TV. I caught one of the 7 o'clock episodes sometime this week or last week, and I liked what they did. They brought on like James, Abe, and he talked about like what his favorite storyline was, and then they brought in someone else during commercials.
Yeah,
so I thought that was great to do.
That was very nice to see.
Yeah, and they also have been in a lot of magazines. I mean, even Entertainment Tonight this week talked about them. So even if it wasn't a NBC show, they've been on a lot of different shows. But is that going to bring the young viewers in? No, I don't think so.
You got the book tour that was taken. Wasn't it last week? I think the book tour.
Yeah, but that's not going to bring in the young viewers.
Yeah.
That's bringing in the people that have watched. If you look at any of the pictures of the people that have been at these book tours to get their books signed, they're all old.
They're all our age.
So
we got to get a grassroots movement. My friends have been saying to me, "You watch a soap opera?" And I said, "Yes."
Yeah.
Well, I used to, and I said, "Well, why don't you anymore?" And then it's just, they come up with 1,000,001 excuses, and then they say, "Well, what time is it?" And I say, "Oh, it's at a good time. Go find it." It's
Yeah. Same thing when I talk to some of my relatives. Says, "Do you remember this?" Because they used to watch in the beginning when they were young, and they don't watch anymore because, they said, life got in my way, and I said,
and that's true.
Don't speak to me then.
Well, that's true.
That's what the DVR is for.
That's right.
Yeah.
Record.
Yeah, but obviously those people that said life got in the way were never really into that particular soap they were watching, because even though life got in the way of me watching, some of the soaps, I still would DVR religiously my ABC soaps, because those are the ones that I was into. Those are the ones I started with. Those are the ones I watched with my mom, my grandma, my aunt, that. So to me, that just tells me they never really got hooked on the soap.
Yeah. It's just because it was there.
Right.
I love continuing drama. I like rooting for the bad guy and not rooting for the good guy and all of that. And it gets my juices flowing and gets me thinking. And
well, like I said, and we've all said, they become part of your family. They're part of your extended family, You cry when they cry. Well, David does. You laugh when they laugh.
Yeah.
Liz and Carolyn, are you guys criers like David, or are you like me and it takes a lot to get you to cry?
It takes a lot for me to get to cry, but the suspense the last few months is kind of, I'm pacing. I say, what's going to happen next? And the scenes when he was strangling Hope, I said, oh goodness, is she going to live? Is she going to die?
Yeah.
It does take a lot, but because the storylines on Days have been so phenomenal, I know I've been crying a lot. Like I say, Will's death scene. Wow, I was sobbing, and then like Sammy coming back. I cried. Because of her reaction. I mean,
then you're more like David.
The scene with Sammy when EJ passed away. That just wiped me out. That I thought was a phenomenal. I felt bad when Will passed away, but the one with Sammy was the most. I said,
I think that in a way that made a bigger impact on us because we knew that those actors were leaving the show.
Yeah.
That EJ was not going to rise from the ashes like his Phoenix daddy. So I think that's what makes me more shocked.
They planted the seed for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, Stefano told what's her face? The daughter.
Yeah.
The wacko
to go
daughter.
over there with a needle full of something.
Yeah, a needle, yeah.
Yeah.
So they've left that possibility.
Yeah.
They left that possibility open.
Oh, I know what I've been meaning to ask you guys. Brady, the last I saw, like I had missed some of it, and the last I saw, Brady had proposed to Melanie, right?
Oh boy, have you missed that?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, what happened?
Oh,
What
man.
happened to Melanie? What
she had to
happened?
go away because of that.
She's gone to England. She's
Teresa.
in England.
Because Tate, okay, they stole. Kristen had them steal the baby from Teresa's womb. Teresa was pregnant.
Right. Mhm.
And they stole the baby. Well, then they discovered the baby over in Italy, I think. And then Kristen
that's
ends
the
up
part I
getting killed.
missed. That whole
So
chunk
they bring
of
the baby
from
home.
October.
They bring the baby home. The baby's name is Tate, and so Teresa's staying at the Kyriakis mansion with Brady, and they're playing mom and dad. Well, Teresa said basically when she's starting to get nicer, but she basically told Melanie that unless Melanie left, Teresa would take the baby and go. So Melanie had to leave.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I wondered what happened there because I keep waiting for her to enter the room and thinking, well, where the heck is she? And now Brady just hopped into bed with Teresa again. And I thought, well, Melanie's not going to like that. But obviously she's, okay, I see. So Melanie only came back for a little while then.
Right.
Yeah, she was short term
unfortunately.
anyway.
But you know what? I thought the pairing with Brady was a bit awkward. It just didn't seem right.
You thought it was forced?
Yeah.
With Melanie?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Melanie.
Yeah.
It just didn't seem. I just didn't see that chemistry. But
well,
did
they ever date before or anything?
What?
Did they ever date before, or this just like all of a sudden happened?
All of a
I think
sudden.
It was kind of all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Not all of a sudden. Well, we know that they knew each other.
Yeah.
And they figured well, we could try it because, we can skip a stage since we already know each other pretty well, and we were almost there the last time, I think. I'm almost sure they were there the last time, up to that point, but
well, she had
I don't remember
it. Her dad, Daniel, as well, because she didn't know how Daniel was going to take it.
Yeah.
Brady and Daniel were best friends.
I did like Melanie and the old Chad, the original Chad.
Yeah.
When, when he was
Casey.
modeling and all of that. I thought they were perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I like them together too. And any guesses on how Daniel's going to die? I'm going to cry.
Oh, are they killing him off?
Yes. Yes, he's getting killed off because he's leaving. He doesn't want to be on the soap anymore. And they're killing him off instead of giving him an opening to come back or to recast it.
Well, he's doing more producing, right? Writing and producing?
He was just in a movie or something. I don't know what else he's doing, but I guess so. He wants another life, so. I mean, I wish him all the best, but I love him.
I had always hoped that he and Jennifer would find their way back to each other. I thought they were a great couple.
Oh, no. This is where we're different. This is where they're different.
No. I don't understand where Daniel's mind is right now. I don't get that. But plus I want Jennifer to find love and all that.
Yeah, I want Jennifer to find love.
No, remember I said I can point some people that can be killed off?
Oh, no, don't point to Jennifer.
Jen.
Yes. It's really strange.
I don't see Daniel and Nicole with all the shrewy things that she's done.
Yeah.
And how nasty she has been. Oh.
But he forgave her, and he changed. I mean, there's a lot of that going on. I liked her with Daniel, and I liked her with Eric, so either one was fine with me, and I have a feeling once Daniel is gone that hopefully her and Eric will get back together. But
yeah, they showed that the other day. Eric was looking, and he had the thinking what might have been. So you might
now
be right
with
there.
Jen, I liked Jen with Matthew Ashford. I was not crazy about her, but I liked them together, and to me they worked on screen. But since then, she's been a floundering mess, and I just don't see her paired with anybody.
Well, yeah, but that's the writers that are doing that to her.
Well, I know, but I just don't care for the character at all now. So, maybe if they come up with some meaty storyline for her and have her, instead of her running around her kids, oh, don't do this, oh, don't do that, oh. And then when she was with Daniel, oh, I can't trust you, oh. That's all she does. So I got, tired of it. So if they give her some good storyline.
Together?
I know she got burned by Jack. So
Yeah.
And what they did with Jack character and killing him off.
I didn't think so, David. I thought it was funny. I would love when Cassie would attack Jen, when Eve would attack Jen. I was like, ha.
No, Jennifer the Horton, come on.
She got a little feisty.
The Hortons are the good guys. Gotta love the Hortons.
No. I can't help it. There's always one person on a soap opera or whatever show you're watching that you just don't like no matter what, and she happens to be one of them. As a real person, she couldn't be sweeter than butter. She's unbelievably sweet and loving and caring, and would be a type of person that I wouldn't mind hanging out with. But her character just does nothing for me.
Well, hopefully the writers will change that.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Hopefully.
So have we pretty much covered everything?
I think we have covered just about every single thing on days that we can think of.
Okay, well, before we go, I want to mention one person, and hopefully I don't start crying because this will make me cry.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from.
I want to say rest in peace, Nathaniel Marston. We loved you as an actor. We heard so many good things about you as a person. Your family loved you, obviously. They loved you more than life itself. His poor mom is grieving so badly, yet she's going to hold 3 or 4 memorials for him. And the first one's going to be in Hawaii with her family, and the next one's going to be in Connecticut, and then the next one's going to be in New York, I think, after Hawaii, and for the fans and friends of Nathaniel Marston. And then I think she said Connecticut and possibly somewhere else. I don't have it in front of me. And I wish I could make it to one of those because he's one of the actors. You know how some actors make an impact on your life, whether they're on the show for a long time or not? He is one of them. Him and Marcy on One Life to Live, oh my gosh, they were that couple, that you just fell in love with and you rooted for. And Nathaniel was a great actor. And unfortunately, and this is kind of like what do they call those, public announcement kind of things, he fell asleep while he was driving. Oh. And now at the age of 40, he's dead. Oh. So, I think one of the other memorials is in Vegas. So anyways, it's one of those things. Do not drink and drive, but do not drive when you are tired either.
No.
Because people do get in accidents from that. And unfortunately, they themselves get killed, or somebody in their car, or somebody in another car get killed. So, just use your common sense. And God bless Nathaniel and his family. And I hope they can make it through this. So I hate to go out on a downer, but I had to mention that. So
no, we appreciate that, and may he rest in peace.
Yeah, definitely. So everybody, thanks for joining me, even though it's been a really hectic day, and this has been a crazy day, and I need to go to bed and stay there till tomorrow until this day is over. After what I've been through the last few days, I deserve that. And we'll be back then on the, what's the fourth Thursday of the month? Is that Thanksgiving? Okay, that's what I thought. So we're not going to be back till December then.
Right.
Okay, because we're not doing a Thanksgiving show. That's all there is to it.
No.
Right.
Well, I'll be watching football, I think.
Ugh, not me. No. If hockey was on that day, I'd be watching hockey. Yeah.
It's a family
thing. It just amazes me how many women are into football these days, because when I was growing up, there was no way that we would sit down and watch a football game and know what was going on and root for the team and yell at the TV and stuff like that with their husbands or their, brothers or their fathers or their uncles or whatever. That just did not happen. Not in my family. And nowadays, they know everything about it. I'm a hockey fan. I watch hockey. So I guess it's the same thing, but football is just not one of the sports that I got into. So you guys enjoy. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
And
happy Thanksgiving to you.
Stuff your faces. Save some room for the pie. And then start all over again after your nap.
Good. And whatever soap operas you like, be sure to tune in for their Thanksgiving feast, because they'll all be having celebrating Thanksgiving on their respective shows.
Yeah, I think most of them run a rerun, but I want to say the CBS.
Oh, I don't mean on Thanksgiving Day. No, I don't mean on Thanksgiving Day per se, but
around
the storyline will have a Thanksgiving. Yeah, they'll be celebrating Thanksgiving. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say most of them are reruns. I think that one of them does a live show, but I don't remember which one. Usually on a holiday. Is it Y&R, David?
What? That reruns, or does a regular show?
The live show, a regular show.
It depends when. I don't think so. I think they have a Thanksgiving show probably the day before.
Some of the holidays I know that somebody does a live show and most of them don't. So anyways, thanks again, ladies and gents, for joining me, and we will all keep in touch via Twitter and everywhere else. And to our listeners out there, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your families and your friends and your loved ones, and we'll see you back in December.
Yep, we'll see you back.
Take care, everybody.
See you soon, ladies.
All right.
Bye for now.
Bye
for now. Bye-bye.
Get connected with Take-Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take-Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit Take2Radio.com.